Good day, everybody, and welcome to Astronomy Daily for Thursday, the 27th of July 2023. My name is Tim Gibbs, and I will be your host for today's episode.
Astronomy Daily, the podcast, with your host, Tim Gibbs.
A bit of a surprise for our listeners that we have time today, so we're going to do a one-show Thursday, which is a bit different from normal. And as usual, I have my AI assistant, Hallie, in the studio with me today. Hallie, do you have one story for us today?
Thanks, Tim. Here's my story for today. Olympus Mons could have been a giant volcanic island in an ancient Martian ocean. Olympus Mons, located at the northwest edge of the Tharsis Montes region on Mars, was appropriately named. Based on readings obtained by the Mars Orbiter Laser Altimeter, MOLA, an instrument aboard NASA's Mars Global Surveyor, MGS, this mountain is the tallest in the solar system, standing 21.9 kilometers, 13.6 miles, tall, about 2.5 times the height of Mount Everest, 8.85 kilometers, 5.5 miles. According to current estimates, this extinct shield volcano formed during Mars' Hesperian period, ca 3.7 to 3 billion years ago, which was characterized by widespread volcanic activity and catastrophic flooding. This coincides with a period when Mars had a denser atmosphere, a warmer environment, and flowing water on its surface. This included a global ocean that spanned much of the northern hemisphere, known today as the Northern Lowlands, encompassing Olympus Mons. According to a recent study led by researchers from the Centre National de Recherches Scientifiques, CNRS, features found on the slopes of Olympus Mons indicate that it could have been a massive volcanic island where volcanic eruptions flowed into the ocean, similar to ones found on Earth. The research was conducted by a team of CNRS researchers with the Geosciences Paris-Saclay Laboratory, GEPS, at the University of Paris-Saclay. The team was led by Anthony Hildenbrand, a CNRS GEPS researcher, with the assistance of Fernando Ornelas Marquez, a geology professor at the Universidade de Lisboa. The paper that describes their findings, A Giant Volcanic Island in an Early Martian Ocean, recently appeared in the Earth and Planetary Science letters. Knowing when, where, and how long flowing water existed on Mars is crucial to astrobiology studies on the Red Planet. No one really knows how long early liquid water may have existed at the surface of Mars, which potentially has important implications regarding the fate of early life on Mars and in the solar system, he said. According to the geological record, life began on Earth roughly 4 billion years ago when much of the surface was covered in water, and the atmosphere was largely the result of volcanic outgassing.
The Astronomy Daily Podcast.
Thanks for that, Hallie. Now, SpaceX has unfortunately had to scrub a record-breaking Falcon Heavy rocket launch. The team halted the countdown at T65 seconds. We will have to wait at least another day to see SpaceX's powerful Falcon Heavy rocket lift off for the 7th time. The Falcon Heavy was scheduled to launch on Wednesday night, July 26, at 11:04 local time, from Pad 39A at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. But it wasn't to be. The launch team called things off with 65 seconds left on the countdown clock, for reasons that weren't immediately clear. The next launch opportunity will come Thursday night, July 27th at the same time, according to SpaceX. The launch, whenever it happens, will send the huge Jupiter 3 communications satellite into orbit. Jupiter 3 is the largest commercial communications satellite ever built, according to its operator Hughes Network Systems. The satellite weighs 10.1 tons, that's 9.2 metric tons, and when finally deployed, will have a wingspan similar to that of a commercial jet. The Falcon Heavy has launched 6 times to date, including 3 times since November 2022. The rocket debuted in February 2018 on a test flight that sent Elon Musk's red Tesla Roadster aloft with a spacesuit-clad mannequin named Starman at the wheel. The Falcon Heavy is the second most powerful rocket flying today, generating more than 5 million pounds of thrust at liftoff. The most powerful vehicle, NASA's Space Launch System SLS, produces about 8.8 million pounds of thrust. But SLS won't hold that title for long. If all goes according to SpaceX's plan, the company's next-generation Starship vehicle, which is still in development, will generate about £16.7 million of thrust.
The Astronomy Daily Podcast.
Thanks everybody for listening to Astronomy Daily. You can find all of our episodes, plus our parent podcast Space Nuts, at spacenuts.io or at bytes.com. And don't forget you can join in the conversation yourself by going to our Facebook page, Space Nuts Podcast Group. You can hear Steve Dunkley on Mondays and myself, Tim Gibbs, on Fridays for a full show. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Bye for now.
Thanks, Tim, TTFN.
The Astronomy Daily Podcast.
Bye.